gosh, it is. I don't even know how it is like a couple of days before Thanksgiving. I got a time on this, so I got to really, really pay attention here to what time it is. And my glasses are probably going to be a big part of this. So, um, I've spent a lot of time. First of all, I want to thank you guys for hanging on and watching and being a part of this. I've spent some time over the last I don't know, a couple of months talking about some really hard shit, really hard to talk about stuff that I didn't realize affected me so much sometimes. Like the time before last, the one where I was talking about baby daddy number one, I cried all the way home that day. Like that was brutal. Um, just to reminisce some of it and the person Aaron that I talked to, we're still in touch, and he actually watched that episode and he sent me a message just saying that was just heartbreaking to watch. And I was like, God, it was heartbreaking to talk about. So I wanted to take this time since we are a couple of days out from Thanksgiving, and just kind of share some good things that are in my life. That's one of I guess that's been one of the biggest things. And my phone is going crazy because I have it sitting in front of me. I need to turn it on do not disturb, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. I guess I could just put it on airplane mode. I'll do that. And not get any messages except for what I'm looking at. So I wanted to write it down. It's so much easier to think about and talk about all the bad stuff that's happened to us, but it's not always easy. It's not the first thing that we go to talk about the good things that have happened to us. So I want to talk about things that I'm grateful for. And this was something that my husband and I discussed. He gives me good direction. He's a good guy, and he's somebody that I can lean on for some solid answers. He's very much my rock. So we were talking about that, and I was like, yeah, to talk about something good. It was, his suggestion too. So, something good in my life is I believe in God. And that started a long time ago, and that was a struggle for me to believe. But I do. I don't know if I'll ever get in those pearly gates. I'm trying to make up for everything that I screwed up a long time ago. Hopefully I'll make it through the doors, but, I think number one, everything. I have to give it all to God. Um, I don't think I would be where I am without those blessings for sure, and without his guidance for sure. Um, I told you how I met my husband through Match.com, and I'm so, so, so grateful for that. Listen, this guy, I can't even tell you, like the stupidest shit happened last night. And he would not let me take a picture of it because he was like, I am not letting you put that out on social media. So I'll tell you about it. So we are the biggest dorks on the planet when we're together, right? And that's the thing, is we keep each other laughing. We keep each other always smiling. And so I had these pants on, and long story short, I hurt my back. He hurt his back. We've been like the most pathetic things over the last 3 or 4 days. I was actually in the ER on Thursday for pain that I could not get under control. So I had to handle it. But we laid in bed. We had our matching heating pads yesterday, and watched movies and just kind of took it easy. And I had these like real comfy pants on, and they were pants that I'd had since before I lost weight, right? And they were just, sometimes you just have those pair of pants in your closet that you just can't get rid of because they're so comfortable. And I was talking about how big these pants were because they kept like sliding around and whatnot. Anyway, so I like pulled the pants all the way up past my boobs, and oh my God, it was like the worst camel toe on the planet. And Danny says, oh, you know, it'd be really funny. He was like, is if you took your tank top off and actually like pulled them all the way up and covered everything. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I can do it. But he talked me into it. Like, how do you talk somebody into doing something like that? I'm probably turning red on camera, like talking about this, embarrassing myself, but that's okay. So I did. I totally pulled these pants all the way up over my boobs. I had like the worst camel toe in the front and the back, but we died laughing. Like, that's the kind of stupid shit that we do on a regular basis to keep each other moving and laughing and just having fun in our relationship. We can make fun of each other, and tease each other and give each other a hard time. It's great. So that's another really good thing in my life, that my husband can laugh at camel toes. He's probably going to die. Another really great thing in my life is my kids. Oh my gosh. Like I'm so proud of my kids right now. You know, we've had a hard time like with kids, and like to be in this place where I'm just like, okay, everything's okay right now. Like there's no trauma, there's no turmoil, everybody's doing good. You know, the two youngest, Jacob and Gage, are in college. They're both working. They're living their lives. They've got some great stuff going on entrepreneurial wise. And Colin and Brighton are two oldest. They have things happening in their jobs. You know, Brighton just started working a new job and he's loving this job. It's perfect for him. It's a great fit. Colin's been in this one job that he's in. He's gotten a promotion and a raise, and it's just been like everybody's in a good space, right? So I'm grateful for that. And I have to talk about Toothless. Like, he's in a real good place too. He's the bearded dragon that lives with us. I don't know if you've seen him on my Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but you should check out Toothless because he's the cutest thing on the planet. And it was about 2 years ago today that we acquired him because he was coming and like staying with us. He was like a teacher class pet. He was coming and staying with us on the holidays and things like that. And then they just left him up there for Snowmageddon when the school shut down and everything was shut down for like 5 days. And we finally convinced the principal of the high school to take his Jeep up in the snow and go get this lizard because he had been like 5 days without food and water. And it's not, I mean, he had some water, but it's not okay, right? He's still alive too. So we brought him home and I was like, absolutely. If that's how he's going to be treated, he's never going back. So Toothless has been with us ever since. And he is a bright light of my day. He's like my little grand lizard, and I can squeeze him when I want to and hold him and hang out with him. And then I can go put him back in his cage whenever I want to and leave him there. And I think I'm okay with that aspect. I thought I wanted like 1,800 grandkids. And now the more I think about it, I'm like, maybe I don't want grandkids for a while. Maybe like, you know, by the time the dogs pass away, the kids will have moved out of the house and we're going to be home free for a little while, like responsibility wise. So I'm looking forward to those days. I'm super thankful for my mom, that I have a mom. She's a little cray cray. It's okay. She loves in the best way she knows how, and I couldn't ask for more, right? She does the best that she can, and I'm grateful that I have a mom. I'm grateful that my mom is in my life because there are people that I know that don't have their moms, you know, for whatever reason. And so I'm still grateful every day that I have my mom and I have a relationship with her. My dad, it's what's real interesting that's happened lately. You know, we haven't always been close. We've never been close, actually. And so since my nana passed away in October, my dad has started this ritual of like texting me every morning. And he says, "Good morning, Alley Cat." That's what he's always called me. I even had like bloomers when I was a kid that had Alley Cat monogrammed on the back of them, you know, to wear under my dresses. But he still continues to text me every single day. And at first I was like, God, this is awkward. Like, I'm not used to talking to my dad this much. This is kind of weird. And then I started feeling guilty thinking, oh, does he feel like he's stuck in this moment? Like he can't not message me now that he started this? And does he feel obligated to message me? Because we don't have a close relationship. I don't go see him a whole lot. That's a whole nother show, but I'm grateful for that. I am grateful that, like, I woke up the other morning and Danny was like, "Can you please put your phone down?" And I was like, "Dude, my parents are messaging me." I don't think I've ever said those words at the same time in my entire life, that both of my parents like texted me good morning and that they love me. So I'm pretty fortunate in that. And I'm really grateful for that too. That's not something that happens to everyone. So I feel pretty lucky on that. And I don't know how long this back and forth with my dad in the mornings will go. But I guess at 47 years old, I'll take it. I'll take that attention. I'll take that love. I'll take it. Because it's been something I've craved for a really long time. So I am super grateful that my dad is purposefully engaging in a relationship with me. I think that's pretty awesome. I am thankful for the vehicle that we have called Xyngular. I am thankful that I've been able to do this since 2018 full time, that I make more income than I could dream of sitting in an office without a college degree. And work on my own terms. I mean, like I said, Danny and I were both down for like the past couple of days with our backs, but we were still making money, still sitting in the bed, still working, picking out my pajamas and stuff, what I was going to wear for the day. That was a lot of last week, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had, a corporate 9-to-5 job. I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own terms, right? So I'm thankful for this vehicle of Xyngular that gets us where we're going and helps build our future. I'm grateful for the relationships that I've built in it. I'm grateful for the friends that have come out of it that were totally unexpected. And I'm grateful for the support in this podcast from a lot of my Xyngularian people. It's pretty cool to get messages from people that just say, "I'm really proud of you for putting yourself out there and being so vulnerable." Because this is not easy to do. This is like my whole world and privacy and everything splayed on a table for everybody to look at. It's real personal, but I also want it to help other people. One thing that happened last week is I talked to this girl. It's totally a God thing sometimes. When I was perusing Facebook, right, social media, and I came across this girl's post, and I was like, she's a motivational speaker. Like, she teaches people how to speak and how to get into that world. And I messaged her, and we had a meeting last week, and it was like we first got on there on the Zoom meeting, and it was like we knew each other forever. Her name's Misty. And one of the first things she said to me was like, "This is probably TMI." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're totally one of my people. Like that's it, right?" And she asked me, she said, "What do you want to do this for?" Because eventually I want more than this podcast, right? I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be a keynote speaker. I want to be able to say something up on that stage that changes someone's life, right? For forever, for long term. And I want to make a difference. That's what I want. And so she was talking, she said, there's a lot of people that come to me and they want fame and they want fortune. And she said, "What do you want out of this?" And I said, "I just want to change a life. If it's just one person in that room, that's what I want to do. I want to change that life." And she was like, "Yep, you're totally one of my humans," because that's it. It's not about fame and fortune. It's about telling my story in hopes that it gives someone else hope. That's what this is all about. That's what this podcast is all about. I talk about all the time. Like, we have two choices every time we wake up in the morning. We can be a victim of all the bad shit that's happened to us, and we can let it eat at us, and we can let it rule our lives. Or you can wake up and you can say, you know what? I'm a survivor of this. I'm not a victim of it. And you can use that anger and that frustration and whatever and make it into something positive. You have that choice every day. And I have people who are like, oh, well, you just don't understand depression. Bullshit. Okay. I totally understand depression. And I also understand it's a choice every day to wake up and to move your body and to get out of bed even when you don't feel like it, and to talk to people even when you don't feel like it, and to go to therapy even when you don't feel like it, and to take your medication even when you don't feel like it, right? All of those things are choices. They truly are. And from someone being in that, from someone who's been on antidepressants, for someone who has struggled with addiction and whatnot, I do know where that is. So I feel like I have a pretty good ground to stand on. So what else? What else am I thankful about? Can I tell you that I'm thankful? One of the kids downstairs just talked to me, and he said, so, and my car was parked outside, and my car is always a piece of conversation because it's a badass car. It's a sexy little, it's a Jaguar F-Pace, and it's the F-Pace Sport. It's a little SUV, and it's just like this, murdered out black on black, just sexy car. And it's always a conversation piece. It's a good conversation starter. And so I want to say, like, I'm thankful for that car because it starts so many conversations. I probably shouldn't say this, but what my license plate says is a good conversation starter. People are always like, oh, well, what does that mean? I was like, oh, well, that's the date that I went public, or not public, but I went full time with this company, right? And I walked away from my career and stuff. And it's always a good conversation piece because it leads into, well, how do you drive something like that? Well, what do you do for a living, right? And I get to share with somebody else what I do. And that plants that seed. So I'm grateful for my car because it starts conversations. I know that sounds silly, but it's really true. I'm grateful for the travel that I've gotten to do in life. I would never have been to 7 different countries if it hadn't have been for Xyngular. I would have never been brave enough to get on an airplane without holding my husband's hand. And I would never been able to like get away for like a mom and son getaway with me engaged and fly him first class on a plane to just a little getaway for 3 or 4 days in Florida on Sanibel Island. I mean, those little things, right? Those little things are big. This weekend, or not this weekend, but for Thanksgiving. This is going to be a hard Thanksgiving, right? My grandmother's not here. My sweet Nana is not here. So my amazing husband is going to take me away. He booked a couple of days, a couple of nights at a hotel in Dallas. We're going to get away. And he's downloaded a bunch of old movies. I sent him this huge list. He's downloaded these movies. And I'm going to make a lemon icebox pie, which was mine and my grandmother's favorite and one of Danny's favorites. And I'm going to sit in a bed. I may or may not put clothes on that day on Thanksgiving. I'm going to eat pie. I might cry in my pie. And I'm going to watch old movies, and I'm not going to worry about anybody but myself and my feelings that day. And that's a lot for me to do because I'm always the caretaker. I'm always the one that takes care of everyone else. Gage is going to be with his dad's family for the day. They've got the whole day. He's never really gotten to do that. Colin and Jacob are with their mom for Thanksgiving this year. And Brighton's going to go be with my friend Kelly. And spend time with them. So everybody has a place to go, right? And then I don't have to be the one to cook the whole meal and hold everybody else up while they cry at Thanksgiving. I can't do it. I don't have it in me. My heart is broken. So I'm thankful for my husband to think of these getaways. It's pretty cool. Gosh, I hope I'm not boring y'all. But it's kind of cool to talk about the things that you're thankful for. You You don't think it's going to make you emotional, but it always does. Why do I get on here and cry so much? I'm really like, people think you're so tough and you're so intimidating and you're such a strong person, but I'm just, y'all, I'm a big baby. Seriously, all the way through and through, marshmallows. Um, Another thing I want to say that I'm thankful for is my friends. We had kind of a girls' day planned for Dixie and Kelly and I on Saturday, and we got together for lunch, and we went to, and everybody drove me because I was on painkillers and muscle relaxer, so driving was not a safe thing for me. So I drove, they drove, and we went and had lunch, and we had little massages, and then we went to the movies, and it was just a really good time. And it's been a long time since the three of us have spent time together. But my grandmother's death kind of brought us back together, spending time together like that. So I'm super grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for some of my best friends, you know, Holly. She's my girl. She's the one I do all the Luke 17:10 with. She's been here as one of my guests, and she's incredible. So I'm grateful for the friends who hold me up and lift me up. I'm grateful when I leave here, we're going to go to Bruno's and have some pizza with my neighbors across the street. It's Jennifer's birthday today, so happy birthday, Jennifer, if you're listening to this. And just go, you know, spend some quality time. So listen, as hard as things have been growing up and getting to where I am in a good place. I'm in a wonderful place. I could not ask for more. I mean, honestly, the only thing I could ask for at this point is more financial security, right? More of not to worry about for our retirement. But life itself, it's good. It's good. And I thank you guys for being here and holding on. And I would love to hear, like, if there's something else you want me to talk about or something you're curious about with me, ask me questions in the comments. Like, give me ideas that you want me to talk about, things that you want to hear from me, from bits and pieces that you've heard me say. I'm all about it. I definitely want to check that. I mean, I want to give you guys what you want too. I need to check the time again. And I can't do it without my glasses. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got like 5 minutes. But here's the thing. You have the ability to create an incredible life for yourself. If I can do it, you can do it. And you may have to go through some really hard shit to get there, right? You may have to struggle. You may have to fight and kick and claw your way to the top, but you can get there. I'm nowhere near the top, and I'm never going to look at that top step, right? I'm never going to, because that's just too much pressure, right? I'm just going to look at the next step above where I am, and that's where I'm going to focus, right? Because I don't think, in all honesty, the end ever comes. Like, you're always going to want more. Matthew McConaughey did a speech one time, and I'm just going to plug this really fast. Not that I get anything from it, but if you've never listened to his book, Green Light, it is one of the most incredible audible books I've ever listened to in my life. And he narrates the whole thing, and it's incredible. His story is incredible. But one of the things he said is someone asked him who his hero was, and he said, "My hero is me in 5 years." So that into being the best person that I can be. So that's my goal, right? Is that in the next few years, I can become a better person. And I can be more. I want more. So if you know someone that needs a keynote speaker, I mean, I'm not a pro at this, but I can damn sure get on stage and tell my story, right? So if you know anybody that needs somebody, you want me to come talk, you want me to come talk to your people, I'm down. Like, let's figure out how to do that, okay? Anyway, you guys by the time you get this, you won't even, it's already past Thanksgiving. So I hope that you guys had an incredible Thanksgiving by the time you listen to this. Thank you for you. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for you guys for making this possible for us and for listening, because I honestly didn't think this was something I would ever do. So I'm also grateful to Kimber Creek Media for allowing this studio time and spending time with us today, letting me be here and do this podcast. So anyway, I wanted to say peace out, homies. You can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the good stuff. Look for us on there. YouTube, Allison Unfiltered. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Peace out.